Flirting is something that isn't understood very well by a lot of men. What is flirting? Flirting is when you say something that makes her blush, that makes her playfully hit you, or that makes her giggle. You'll feel it when the conversation takes on a flirty vibe. In this video, I want to give you some examples of things to say to women that will infuse the conversation with flirtation. There are different ways of flirting with women. There's verbal and non-verbal flirtation. I'll focus on verbal flirtation for this video. What are the things you can say to flirt with her? Let's take a look at all the things that aren't good for flirting first. Those are the kind of topics that you already know you should avoid anyway. Everything that is dry and boring, religion, philosophy, politics. It's hard to flirt with someone over Carl Jung or World War II. These might be interesting topics to you and me, and maybe even to her, but for flirting, they are incompatible. They would immediately put you in the friend category. These aren't the kind of things that a girl would discuss at length with someone she was romantically interested in. So that stuff's out. I'm not saying you can't talk about these things at all, but you should wait until at a later point in the relationship when it is clear there's mutual attraction and you've already experienced some intimacy together. So what are the kind of topics that are well suited for flirting? That would be you and her. That's men and women in general, and the way they relate to each other. How do you see her as a girl? How does she see you as a man? And the way in which you flirt with a girl is by being cheeky, saying things that people normally would be too afraid to say because they might come across as impolite. Don't be outright rude. You need to say these things with a smirk and a light-hearted attitude. But they are the kind of things people would refrain from saying when they want someone to like them. Ironically, getting someone to like you works best when you show them you're bold and not a suck-up. It's charismatic when people say what they think. Nobody likes a kiss ass. When interacting with a girl, it's important to always keep a frame of you being bigger than her, literally and figuratively. Your life is more important than hers. You have more life experience than she does. You know more than she does. If she says something you disagree with, you gently correct her because you know better than her. Not in a wise-ass kind of way, but in a playful, light-hearted way. Nobody likes a know-it-all either. But it's a good thing to playfully belittle her. Make fun of her height or her age. Compare her to cute little harmless animals. Tell her that she's very small. If she's younger than you and it comes up, tell her she's still a baby. For example, if she doesn't get a reference to something that happened before she was born, you don't know that movie? Oh my God, you're still a baby. Give her a pat on the head. She's looking for a guy that's bigger than her, taller, more intelligent, more accomplished, so she wants to be treated this way. Sexual comments and double entendres are important when flirting, but shouldn't be overdone. She shouldn't think that you're a horny teenager. But it's important to remind her every now and then that you're interested in her as a woman, not just as a friend. Just get distracted and say, "I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. I was checking out your legs." Anyway, and then just continue with the conversation. But by far the best way of flirting is to playfully accuse her of something. This already starts when you open a conversation with her. If she looks dreamy, accuse her of having her head in the clouds or of secretly planning world domination. If she's running through a store, accuse her of wanting to buy the entire store. Ask her if she's trying to break the world record in shopping. If she has tattoos, tell her she looks like a bad girl. All these are accusations. They shouldn't sound like accusations. They should be delivered with a smile and a playful tone. But what it does is, it puts the girl in the defensive position, and she now has to justify her behavior or her identity. Accusations should be made throughout your interaction with the girl. If she accidentally drops something, accuse her of being ditzy. If she comes from a certain place, accuse her of fitting the stereotype of that place. You're from Romania? You know we are all scared of Romanian girls, right? Because we think you're all vampires. It doesn't even really have to make sense. Of course there are no vampires. She doesn't believe you actually accused her of being a vampire. She won't try to prove to you that she isn't. Girls get that you are just joking, if the delivery is correct. If she's wearing 3 rings, accuse her of having 3 husbands. If she's wearing no rings at all, Accuse her of having hidden her ring to hide the fact that she has a husband. There's always a way to accuse her of something. Become creative. Come up with your own accusations. Don't do it all the time, but throw it in here and there. A great way of making accusations is by taking things out of context and exaggerating. Observe the situation and comment on what you saw, but blow it out of proportion. If she's shopping and she has a couple of fruits and vegetables in her car, accuse her of eating way too healthily, even if it's just a reasonable amount of food. Take that as a basis for creating an image about her. You must be one of these gym rats, eating healthy, working out, doing yoga and meditation, only harvesting what the land gives you, and absorbing sunlight. Exaggerations are funny. One bold thing you can do is to accuse the girl that you're flirting with of having done things that you have actually done. You started a conversation with her. You hit on her, but you can still pretend that she hit on you. You were checking her out. You were trying to seduce her, but it would be more effective to pretend that that's what she's planning. Remember when we were standing over there and you were checking me out without shame? I know I'm being friendly with you, but don't think I am that easy. I need to be wined and dined first. It's great because you are acknowledging that seduction is happening, and it's bold because you are assuming she is attracted to you. Only a high-value man with plenty of confidence would assume that a woman was attracted to him. And if he has that kind of genuine confidence, there must be a reason for it, like positive experience with women. You know that she's going to react positively because you have made that experience with other women. A man who hasn't made these positive experiences with women would shy away from that because he would fear an embarrassing response like, "You think I'm interested in you?" Even if girls think that, they would probably be too polite to say something like that to you. And it frames the entire situation as if she's chasing you, which makes you come across as less needy. It can also filter out girls who aren't really interested. They get what you're doing, and they won't play along unless they are interested. Making accusations is a great way of keeping things light and playful, and also incredibly interesting in and of itself. It'll differentiate yourself from most other men, who always just ask the same kind of questions and make the same kind of boring chit-chat. It proves a social intelligence that a lot of men are lacking. And what happens when you accuse her of something is that she now has to justify herself. She wants to prove to you that she isn't the way that you accuse her of being. Why? Who are you? She barely even knows you. If she's trying to convince you that your assumption is wrong, she's investing in the interaction and she's making herself realize that you are somewhat important. Important enough for her to prove herself to you. It sets a frame of you being more important than her, of you being worthy of being impressed. Imagine you're looking at your phone on the subway and some older guy sits across from you and comments on how your generation is addicted to their phones. And then you go, "Well, actually, I'm using this to read a book right now. I don't like this social media thing either. I think a lot of people really are addicted to their phones today." And the man now nods approvingly. I guess that's what you wanted. This random stranger's approval was important enough for you to invest time and energy into responding, while you were in the middle of reading an interesting book. You could have just said, none of your business. You could have outright ignored him. It's what I tend to do these days to people who think they are so important they get to interrupt me in what I'm doing. If a woman is trying to get your approval, she must care about your opinion to some degree. Accusations are a wonderful way of getting a woman invested by making her win your approval. And remember to not fall for it when she is trying to do the same thing with you. Because if you are trying to win her approval, you are communicating that she has a higher value than you. You want her to think highly of you. You want to impress her. This is why bragging doesn't work. In these kinds of situations, I just do the opposite. If I get accused of something, I just agree with the accusation, unless it's a really bad accusation. If a girl is asking me if I talk to a lot of girls, I'll just say yeah. Because if you tell her no, as if you want her to feel special, she'll feel that you're just saying that to please her. Don't try to please people. Don't look for their approval. Make them win your approval. For more tips on how to flirt with women properly, check out other videos on my channel. Please subscribe, hit the bell, and consider making a small donation via PayPal or subscribing to my Patreon. Links are in the description. Share and like this on social media. It helps me immensely. Check out this playlist for other videos like this. Thanks for watching. See you again. Bye bye.